Welcome to Kollecting Kaos Live. And it's not working. Okay, I have a guest already, and it's horizonpicks.
How's it going? Good to see you.
Great to see you too.
Yeah, been a nice day here, so we're just getting rolling.
Yeah, well, it's just the two of us right now, but there'll be people strolling in eventually, maybe.
It's cool.
Got to do my little intro thing, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I've got Delco Cat ready at the end to go.
Nice. Yeah, and I think at some point, like we said, maybe at the end or whatever, if you could play what we talked about, it'd be great.
Yeah,
and I can do that's almost like a little spot, for during the live stream,
I might do it a couple of times. You never know.
Cool. Yeah.
If I can find it.
Yeah.
Did you put it on Instagram?
Yeah, I did. I put it on Instagram, and it is on my YouTube. It's the most recent, and you just see it's like the rear view mirror shot.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I've been kind of coordinating with a couple people, and I know a guy that's an audio tech guy. He's really good voice. Trying to save my voice for tomorrow night per se, and I didn't want to run out of vocal, so he helped me out.
Oh, you're going to need it for tomorrow night.
It's I'm going to kind of ease into it, and then I think the 10 o'clock late night gets a little more fun and amped, and it's a good time.
Well, I won't be there that late.
Yeah, well, you are an hour earlier, so we'll go as long as it's we got a crowd.
Friday night. 2 different options, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BMO's Merchant House channel.
I just figured I'd play the video
on Tiffany Poolfine's channel. Horizon Picks, double shot. 1 night, 2 channels, 2 options. Be there.
And what it's like, my man Patrick, it's great.
All right, I've got it set now.
Nice.
All I have to do is go to that screen and hit play, or hit share and play it.
Oh, there you go. You can see in the comment we have here a Diecast Comics is asking. He's just giving you a shout out there. Good to see you. Yeah, he's asking.
The biggest tip I have for using Absorbing is to roll it like I showed in the videos, and just roll it easily all over the comics. You'll pick up a lot of surface dirt. Don't try to get any really deep dirt, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it does help.
Let's see here. And I think usually when we do the lives, it's almost like that 10 to 15 minute kind of in between, and then people will start finding it and coming in. So I'm just I'm trying to pop out the chat so I could see it a little bit more here. I got to get you up here. Let's see. Where
I can actually, I have another computer and monitor on my other side. I have one on this side,
right
over there, which is actually over there for me.
Right.
And then I have one on the other side too. So this is my computer in the middle, and then I could put Mike's channel over here if I wanted to.
Right.
And
there we go.
Not have any noise, and then I can put another one over there. So I've got all kinds of options I can do.
So let's see. I would see the lag here.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I think it's about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I have about an 8-second lag. I see. That's
8 to 10 seconds. That's enough time for me to go bump and blurp somebody or
sure.
Something. Hi, Tina.
What's up, Tina?
Tina's great. She was one of my very first subscribers.
Nice.
And just a super nice person.
Nice. Yeah. I did, like I said, I do a morning coffee talk show, kind of talk about reselling. I presented some comic books, and I the players, I kind of went backstage, talked with them a bit, and I kind of plugged this. And I think there is some folks that would be interested in this content, like right off the bat, and for you, Chaos, too. They don't even, I said, he restores comics, and it was like, what? Like, they don't even realize.
I don't do restoration, I do repair.
Okay. But, that idea that something can be taken to this, or right, and you're it's definitely, I think the toys too, I think with like we talked about with the Migos, that might be something that could be a show too. And
oh, absolutely. But that's something you need to do on your channel.
I said, and two, we can. We could do a break if you want to.
I actually have one that shows that I took a Halloween costume box and flattened it out and made it look pretty again, and put the costume back in it.
Right.
It didn't turn out. I mean, it was the first time I'd ever done it, so I made some mistakes. It didn't turn out quite as good as I'd like it to.
Yeah, I do like the vintage Ben Cooper, right? The original.
It's a Hulk Ben Cooper.
I have several of those actually. They're great. They're beautiful. You could display them. The box graphics are awesome, and it just has that. I had one when I was a little kid. I always wanted it, Yeah.
I think I had a couple of Ben Coopers when I was a kid until I decided I don't want to do this anymore. I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I don't want to go trick or treating. I don't want to do that.
Right. Nothing like a. It was like a vinyl smock with like the thing on it.
If you get one that's been kept nice, diecast, absolutely, they do smell great.
Yeah.
I have had so many flashbacks when I open a Silver Age comic of me sitting on the curb in front of a 7-Eleven with a 5-cent Slurpee sitting next to me and reading a comic book. I've had flashbacks of doing that so many times it isn't funny.
Yeah. It's one of the things one movie that I'm really, really fond of, I'm sure you've probably seen it, is the movie Crumb, about R. Crumb.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie yet.
That was fantastic. But then even American Splendor, that's another great one.
Yeah.
And I love the beginning of American Splendor where he's like, I'm Harvey Beekar, when the kids have their little Ben Cooper, and he's just like, hey, I'm the kid. I'm a kid from down there. I always think of that. It's endearing.
But anyway, what happened was, I don't want to go trick or treating. My dad said, right. You will go. Your mom wants you to go. You will go. I said, Dad, right. I don't want to. He said, why not? I said, I don't want to beg for candy. So I got to stay home and give candy away.
Yeah. Okay.
I still had to wear the costume, but I was able to give the candy away instead of going out. And I felt a whole lot better about that.
Right.
And to this day, from that time until now, I've never been trick-or-treating. Because to me, it's begging for candy. It just seemed wrong.
There he is. It's Jason. What's up, Jason? Thanks for coming, buddy. Hey.
Hey, Jason.
Open. We're taking questions. This is our kind of second beta for the week. We're figuring it out here.
We sort of did this last week too.
Yeah.
And it's just a chat and just discussion. And if I get enough people, maybe we'll do a bin or two. I don't know.
Absolutely.
A bin, for those that aren't sure what it is, it's a buy it now.
Right.
Or claim sale, whatever, however you want to call it.
Right. Yeah, it's I did bring up that in my little discussion about the idea of like what we did with the comic break in the pack, and they were people were really interested because, you know, people do this with, like I said, Pokemon cards and baseball cards, and then it's like the idea of that, just like, you know, great condition, here you go, boom, like pretty cool. So,
yeah, I gotta try to remember to. Hey, Felix.
What's up, Felix? I thought of you, Felix, since we're on the comic show here on Chaos. Good to see you, Felix.
Oh,
Felix, good to see you, buddy.
I have a copy of that.
Hey, Felix.
I know I have an older one from the 40s or 50s.
Yeah, I have this up on the wall. I love it. You know, I used to love when I was a little kid, like the black and white, you know, Felix the Cat animated. Yeah.
I wish I could turn it on so it would automatically display the chat right here.
Oh, it'll flip it, right?
I said I wish I could automatically do that, but it won't let me.
Yeah.
Now, see, I can post comments here, but my guests can't.
Right.
I think that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I have to, when I get StreamYard, I'll probably on Saturday or so, I'll install and then I'll see what you see, and then when we can do another test run, and then we could be able to flip through and I'll be able to see some of the information.
And then you can take either Tuesday or Thursday, probably Thursday.
Right.
I'll do Tuesday, maybe you can do Thursday, and we'll still mix it up. Yeah,
there's Tuesday, Thursday's a decent slot too for me and what I've been doing, so it'll be good.
And it's in between mine. I mean,
right.
Yeah, hey, I record my Friday show usually on Thursday, but that's not a big deal.
Right.
My tomorrow morning show is like 8 or 10 minutes long. It's a real short one. Basically, I just run through my Savage She-Hulks.
Right.
Because I've got all of them now.
Right.
Well, not all of them. I have one of each of them, but I don't have all of them.
I do. I have a question. I mean, there was a other auction, and I of some friends of mine that I do help with, and this lady had she was the same woman that had the box that we went through the other night, and she had a stack, and she just pulled out, and she did have the She-Hulk #1, but the newer one, not the. And I know and I don't know if I'm not familiar with the newer series, but I know it's starting to be, because I think they're introducing her into the Marvel universe.
They're trying to change it to make her more savage and away from the whole John Byrne thing. And the thing is, John Byrne did a great job on Sensational She-Hulk. And that's my She-Hulk right there. I liked the second She-Hulk, the first run. It was good, but John Byrne's was great.
Yeah.
Breaking the fourth wall, that was the way to go.
Right. Yeah, I had gotten a bunch of books. Like I said, I go to the flea market, and I did grab a Hulk, and it is the first Hulk She-Hulk crossover book. Really cool. And I just thought it was a cool cover, right? And I'm not, I don't bring a price guide to the flea market. I got my gear on. I got my IKEA bag. Like, I do have a couple different, I'll have a few diamond mailers in it, so that, if I find something and it's really juicy, I'm not going to have it flopping around, right? I might slide it in the mailer. And that's just a little tactics, but I saw that one. I'm like, I'm going to put that in there. So again, Yeah,
it's always good to grab stuff when you see it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying the other day on my video. The time to buy, for comics, it's not always when you see it. For a lot of
Right.
collectibles, it is.
Right.
For comics, it isn't so much because you got to make sure it's a good buy.
Right.
Now, if it's something that you've been looking for, and it's the last one you need for a run, and they want twice what it goes for, but you're willing to pay for it,
Right.
do it. Just finish it. Get it done.
Yeah, I did. I could show them, whenever. But I had gotten what is it? It's the trade magazine for Dark Horse Comics, and then another one I think is
Dark Horse Society.
Yes, and then I had a couple of the they're right over here. I could pull them, but they're in a stack. They're the one of them has Frank Frazetta right on the cover. It's wonderful. And then another one has it's like amazing. Is it like Amazing Adventures? But it's the trade mag. And one of them's for Secret Wars. Another one's for Vision and the Scarlet Witch. And some of those are previewing the newer stuff that before it even came out. And I was like hoping for it. I talked with Emery Hood Inc. And I was like, I do have a copy of the one where it's the original first Ninja Turtles before the actual #1 came out.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one that I know I have. That's not as valuable as the TMNT Mirage first one, but it's something, and that's gettable. It's one of those people don't realize. They think it's just a comic magazine, but there's some first appearances in there that are very valuable. TMNT
than people realize.
Right.
I think in around 1986 or 85, maybe earlier than that, there was a role-playing game.
Yes.
Called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness.
Yep, I had it.
Yeah, so did I. I gave it to a friend of mine that was a big Turtles fan.
I got rid of it. Yeah, I had the Marvel one, the Marvel superheroes.
I still have that.
Yeah, it's odd. I had the little figures.
I've got the DC one.
Right.
I have two different versions of the DC. The second one they came out with, I still have wrapped. I have never opened it.
Yeah, those are gettable too. People don't really realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, anybody in the chat, if you're hanging, you feel free to ask a question. We're just going to be chatting.
Or they can even join us if they want.
Yeah. I'd love to meet Felix.
It's a free-for-all. Anybody can come in and chat. Even if you don't have all you need is, if you have a microphone, you can do it. Of course, we'd rather see who you are, but if you don't want to show your face, that's okay too.
Yeah. Let me tell you what. I'm gonna go refill my water glass. I'm gonna let this kitty cat first. 1 second. I'll be right back. Just 1 second.
Yeah. Well, when you come back, I'm going to go get some water.
Okay.
I guess I get to talk to myself for a few minutes, which is okay. There's lots of, like I said, ask questions. That's the easiest way. Just ask me a question, and I'll put my glasses on so I can see it, and we'll see what I can answer. Looks like everybody's waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could grab those. I thought they were in the stack of all the stuff we were looking at, but I think I did bag and board a couple of those the mags we were talking about. I think I got to go pull those.
Oh, I finally got some bags that these would fit in.
Nice.
The sleeves are oversized because
where do you get your supplies?
Is too tall.
Where do you order your supplies from? Like usually get my stuff on. I'll just do Amazon, or I'll get bulk buy on eBay or Feebay.
If you want for my lights, get them from Gerber. Get them directly from E. Gerber.
E. Gerber, okay.
And he's not that far from you, so.
Okay, that's cool.
I can't remember, Pennsylvania maybe.
That's cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what?
That's kind of pretty close to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You know, it's funny seeing our friend over at Steals and Deals, you know, struggling a little with the tape, right? It was always a thing, and now I know he's got a little bit of. I guess the 3M makes a tape that's, you know. But what I do, I really do. I like the resealable. Yeah, I like the resealable bags that just have the little strip. So it's nice that you could flip it open. I don't use them for really high price books, but the ability to, you know, be able to pull something out, look at it, throw it back in, not deal with the tape. It's just that little tiny little strip going across.
I've never cared for those. I lost a comic to those.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pulled it out, wasn't paying attention, set the comic down on top of the bag.
Oh no! Yeah, no.
The bag came with it, and
yeah.
I was trying to very carefully peel it off. It just ripped the back of the.
Yeah, I could see that. I am very diligent in what I'm trying to do, but like I said, like the stuff we're doing with the breaks, right? Those types of books. Yeah, I'm really, you know.
Okay, well, I'm going to put you on full. I'm going to go get a bottle of water.
Okay. Cool beans. No problemo. What's up, guys? Anybody in the chat? How are you? This is just we're still in our I think this is like the third live we're doing here, and you know, basically what we're going to be doing, this is more of a hang. We are answering questions. Anybody can kind of come on if you'd like to, you know, speak, ask, talk about stuff. What do you like to collect? This channel, on my channel, which will be over on Horizon Picks, I'm going to be talking more toy centric. When we're on Kaos's channel here, we're going to be more comic book centric. So, and with respect to both niches, right, we're going to be talking about storage, organization, how to, you know, clean things. You know, obviously, Chaos does some, you know, reparation of comics, as do I with some toys. You know, with toys, it's accessories and whatnot. So, you know, this is really just we're kind of working out the kinks here, and you know, it's just like kind of a free flow. We would like to be able to offer, you know, do some buy it nows at some point, even do, you know, comics, toys. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, so merch, you know, stuff like that. And it just really kind of depends at any given night how things go, right? Right, Chaos?
That's it.
You know? Hey, look at that. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yes, I don't have that one. I've seen that one. Yeah, that's great. Wow.
You don't have this one? But that's really that's the rip. See, it didn't quite as well as I wanted it to. But
yeah.
But the box was crushed. It was in really bad
shape. That's great.
So I might take a little bit of document tape and put here just to keep that together.
Yeah. Had a couple.
I'm going to get rid of it one day.
Yeah, I mean, what I've gotten a few at auction that were just, they're all kind of smashed, but they're just this big pile. And at auction, anybody? And people are like, I don't want that. And I'm like, I've sold just the boxes, you know, per se. But then I'll go and, like you said, I'll be taping the inside to kind of make it look kind of back together, and people like it. I mean, it's that nostalgia.
Here's the thing. You can take these and put them in a press, But when you do it, you have to make sure you put some kind of paper, like a parchment paper, in between the creases and the folds so that it doesn't stick.
Right.
And that's where I messed up here. If I had to put that in there, that would have looked better than this side over here. This would have
right.
It would have come out more like this one. So
I'm texting, somebody just asked me, are you on live? And I'm going to say yes. And this person may be interested in asking some questions. She yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And anybody that wants to come on is more than welcome to, because it's a free-for-all.
Yeah. There we go. I'll go like this. This is funny. I'll go. Yes, we are. You're welcome to come. It's Kollecting Kaos, KK, and we are just doing a live here and kind of a free-for-all. You can come into the chat, ask questions, and
if they want to join the stream, they can join the stream.
Yeah, if you want to join the stream and you know, just with your voice or your full cam, you're welcome to. Gotta love text to speech to text.
I have never used it.
It's kind of okay. I don't know. It makes a little more mistakes than I kind of like it to, but
that's one way to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Ben Cooper stuff is definitely one of those. It's like it does kind of fall into that Migo. There's just something near and dear about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, the collectibles that are in the market of comic books. See if I can actually just grab this link. Let's see. Well, we could get a couple people. Let's see.
Yeah, they're still over in Mike's channel.
Yeah, I mean they're. So is it just he chose to just kind of, he had so many packages, I guess, to go through with the Patreon folks?
He's basically doing what we're doing here. He's just chatting. Okay. I don't have the sound on, but
gotcha.
What 80s story arcs caught your eye? Mine are Crisis on Infinite Earths and Crossroads. Crossroads by First Comics. Yeah, I know. I know that one. Yeah, definitely Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely Marvel Secret Wars, the first one.
Yes. Yeah, I think the Crisis.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
John Byrne's first 4 issues.
Yep.
Frank Miller's Dark Knight.
Yes.
All of those were just.
Yeah, and even some in the. Yeah, it's obviously the 80s. You know, you have the independents with, you know, Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say Secret Wars. That was something that I was just so excited about.
Ones that caught my eye and just blew me away. Boris the Bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
And,
did you
Gru? Those first 6 Gru issues.
The Gru, yeah. Again, PC or Eclipse comic? PC comics?
Yeah, the originals were PC. Then he went to Eclipse, I think, or was it Epic? No, it was Eclipse. And then eventually ended up at Marvel.
Right. Trying to find you. Here we go.
And then after that, Image.
Correct. Right. Okay, let's see if I can.
And after that, Image.
Yeah.
Let me turn off my.
First Comics did a lot of great stuff.
Interesting. Turn off this. Trying to get the share here. 1 second. I can share this. Yeah, the gals. Yeah, these gals that I'm gonna be with on Friday are on tonight too. Let's see. Share. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. A couple people. Let's see. Yep. That's cool. Okay. A couple folks. Who knows?
Yeah, that was a good question.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Secret Wars was really right in there for me as far as like that excitement of what was happening, and I just thought that correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that was the beginning of that, like the big crossover of all the comics, right? It was, no,
it wasn't, because if you think about it, DC was doing crossovers back in the 60s. There were only one or two issues, but they'd go from Justice League maybe to Green Lantern, and then back to Justice League, or to Superman to Batman to World's Finest, stuff like that. So there were there's others that have done it many times. It's not something that's new.
But as far as the Secret Wars, though,
the mega crossover started with Crisis and Secret Wars.
But was Secret Wars before Crisis? Or which one came first? I'm not sure of the dates. I know they were right in there.
I'll let you know in just a second.
Yeah, that's a good question. I remember with Crisis too, the George Perez covers were amazing on that. The Death of Supergirl, and he's crying on the cover. I think the Death of Flash or whatever. Those were great.
Okay, April 1985 to March of 1986 was the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And yeah, Secret Wars was before.
Yeah.
May of 1984 to April of 1985.
Yeah, I think I remember people trying to collect and get the whole set of all the comics that had the little Secret Wars tie-in on the corner, and it was like tons of them. And I remember I would buy them just to see that little snippet of them going into the portal, right? They're the kind of, what is this? And very cool.
There was another one. I'm thinking there was one before those two.
Yeah, there was. I remember too. And then obviously it's Spider-Man with the black costume, and then what that was, and you were kind of waiting for that issue. It was quite exciting. Didn't a few new characters come besides Beyonder? Wasn't there like Tiana or whatever? A couple of them came out of that.
Here's an interesting one. The first crossover of characters occurred in Marvel Mystery Comics number 8 with the publication date of June of 1940.
Wow.
And it had story featured a fight between Submariner and the original Human Torch. Namor was attempting to avenge himself on mankind for trying to electrocute him, but Torch showed up and drove him away. Second half of the story has the chief of police calling the Torch a coward for failing to bring in Submariner. This leads to another confrontation between the two later on. The story continued in the next 2 issues of Submariner, capturing the Human Torch in an airless glass tube in issue 9, and in issue 10, the Torch is rescued by his girlfriend.
There you go. The diecast again. If you want to throw that up, Chaos. Yeah, it says First Comics has some sweet books. I'm currently reading Badger and Nexus.
Nexus is great, and Badger is good too.
I think you got in my independent lot. There was a couple Nexus. I know Badger was like in it. The Badger #1, I think I have it. That was a great cover. What's that?
Badger one. I don't have the original Nexus #1. It was black and white.
Correct. Right. It was magazine size, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard
yeah.
to find.
Yeah. The covers of the Nexus, I remember that was super hot at one point. Again in the 80s.
And I was reading Coyote.
Yeah, that's another good one.
And I didn't realize until just recently that, that had Todd McFarlane's first public short.
Right. Right.
And when I discovered that, I thought, well, I wonder if I can get them again. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to pay a fortune for these, and bought the whole run. I think it was 15 in the run for like $20.
The first Comics Nexus. Who's the artist? I forget.
Rude.
Steve Rude. Yeah, awesome. Yep.
Anyway, DC followed suit a few months later with publication of All-Star Comics #3, with the publishing date of winter 1940-41. The story introduced the first superhero team with Justice Society of America.
Right.
Their first gathering, however, was a bit less than one would expect. The members sat around and told stories about their own solo adventures.
Felix, he says Dread Star. Dread Star was very good. Yeah, Jim Starlin, right? I dug the character in Dread Star was Syzygy Darklock. He was this like skeletal guy, but he could like throw. It would remind me of Dungeons and Dragons. And you had Oedai, which was a cat-based character as well. And then they kind of did, I thought it was a total ripoff on Thanos. It was Lord Papal was the bad guy in Dreadstar, but good stuff. The first couple issues of Dreadstar were really good stuff. Those are kind of neat. I remember reading those when I was younger. I did really like Jim Starlin. Yeah.
Yeah, Dreadstar was good. What else did I read back then? Sable and John Sable freelance.
Yeah. That's Mike Grell again, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, but I have a couple issues of Sable #1. Like those are easy. I find those all the time. I would offer those up.
Saber, I read that.
Yeah.
Some others too, and I can't think of the names of them. Some of them had really long runs. Some of them really short runs.
Yeah,
I know Badger had a long run. Nexus had a pretty good run.
Right. Yeah, I like Jim Starlin. Steranko was another awesome. I love some of those covers. The Nick Fury, really amazing, groundbreaking art. Kind of.
The first thing I ever bought off of Mike's auction was signed Steranko, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And every now and then he talks about it and says, I don't remember who bought it. I said, well, I do, because it's sitting over here.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I met Mike like way back because we're actually the same age.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I met him, and it's just that laugh, I kind of unmistakable, But I do think that there's just this, like, to the point of this kind of show, right? There's just this connection to the art, the stories. I did have a dialogue with another comic book person in this community today, and it's this idea of like the superhero, this kind of archetype has become in our society, right? It's just like looking up, there are heroes, but it's like it's life, right? And the whole idea and sharing with this person about adversity in our life. And it's probably why I like comic books so much, because when you overcome adversity in your own life, that's heroic, and you can relate to the comic book superheroes in that way. It's very relatable. And now obviously Spider-Man for me is one of the biggest, great power becomes great responsibility, and that's just something that's just always been dear to me as a collector. You know?
I think the hardest set for me to ever put together or to collect was getting all of the Atlas comics.
Atlas. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was hard. I started that in the early 90s, and I finally finished it last year.
Wow.
And there's not that many of them.
Yeah, there's not. I was a little bit the other night. Was it? Yeah, I think it was the other night. The Darth had the one. I mean, I think it's a different one, but the Shazam Superman crossover book. I really would love to get one of those. Those were always that. I remember that way back, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's a key book, and it just, you know, I think I bid on it the last time, and I think somebody else, I think maybe Kat D got that one. She did get my Dark Knight slab. She emailed. She was happy with it. I think it's a she. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I sent that out. The stuff she bought, I sent out.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna go get something else.
Sure thing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Eclipse Comics, you know, was very. It was a nice little swath that Eclipse had in there. I used to like the comic book Whisper. It kind of had that first kind of stealth. Ninja was really big in there, you know, but the art of that Whisper was really good. Eclipse had some really interesting titles, and I think that besides Marvel and DC, Eclipse really did establish themselves at one point as a major player, but then I think it just, you know, obviously with the independence and funding and distribution of the comics, it did kind of fade off a bit. Yeah. Hey, what's up, BK? Good to see you, buddy. We're just this is Chaos and I. We're on his channel tonight. We're gonna flip over to my channel next week. Since we're on Chaos, this is comic related. If it's on my channel, it'll be more toy related, but there's always crossover. BK, man, if you want to answer any questions, you want to come in and talk to us, you're welcome to. The link is up top there. You don't have to, you know, show your face if you don't want. You can talk to us live. You can throw it in the chat. This is just a very open kind of free for all night. We're about almost at the 45-minute mark, which I guess we'll say maybe is like a halfway point. And we're just kind of getting this going. Yeah. I do.
Yeah, I do have a few Atlas, don't I?
Yeah.
What happened was I finished the run with the exception of the 4 Vickies. They're so expensive, so hard to find.
Okay.
And then I found some. I found all 4 of them with one buyer, but it was going to cost some money.
Somebody just jumped in the chat now. She's somebody that's going to be part of tomorrow night. And Laura, you're welcome. The link is up top. If you want to you could throw questions away in the chat if you want. If you want to come on and ask, you're welcome to. This is kind of an open. This is just like a free stream. We're just kind of working things out.
But what I ended up buying was an entire set of Atlas comics with the Vickies.
Wow!
And I only bought them to get the 4 Vickies. So then I had 2 sets of everything but the Vickies.
Right.
Metarog reached out to me because he needed some for his collection, so I sold him some of the extras.
Right.
And you know, eventually I'm going to put them up for auction. The extra ones, not my core set.
Right.
But what I want to do, because you're an artist.
Yes.
I have an art background anyway.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, I was hanging out in a comic shop before I opened my own. And I ordered a model. Well, we were all painting stuff, and I ordered a model and started painting it. And the guy looked at me and said, "Man, you need an airbrush. You can't do that by hand." I said, "Sure, I can. Don't tell me I can't. I've been doing stuff like this for years on miniatures and stuff."
Sure.
So he watched me mix the paint on the model, and he's going, "No, you can't do that."
Right.
Oh yes, I can.
Ah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, and that's that classic poster, right?
It is.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's great. Way to go, man. Look at that.
No, that's how many were made. 350 of them.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's great.
this is something I will not sell.
Ah, it's wonderful. That's great.
Actually, I'm not allowed to sell it. My wife has informed me I'm not allowed to ever sell this. I think my daughter wants it too. But yeah, that's.
And BK's like, bah, you gave my Atlas books to Metarog.
Oh no, I gave Metarog's Atlas books to Metarog. He needed them to complete his set.
Right.
And besides that, I didn't even know you two existed at the time.
Right. Yeah, BMOS Mercantile. She's.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
She's been getting involved. She's really into horror. She likes Clive Barker is one of her favorites.
Yeah.
She was looking for Tapping the Vein series.
She would so get into Bernie Wrightson's artwork.
Yes, absolutely. You wouldn't have Clive without him. Absolutely. Master of Macabre.
I don't think you'd have a lot of people without him.
Yeah. So yeah, Laura, BMOS, Bernie Wrightson. Check him out. He's obviously predates Clive, but a major influence as an artist in the horror genre.
The artist responsible for Swamp Thing.
Absolutely. And amazing, What's up, Jason? Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Hey, Jambo. Good to see you.
Yeah. If anybody new, if you're dropping in, this is just feel free to throw questions at us. We'll talk about it. You can also come at the StreamYard link.
You can join the chat if you want.
Yeah, you can join the chat. You can come on, ask a question, share. You can share what you like. What do you like to collect? Why do you collect? Anything like that.
You have all of those? The full runs of those? PK?
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Says he had Planet of the Vampires, Ironjaw, and Target.
Planet of the Vampires. That sounds really good.
Oh, it was pretty neat.
Yeah. I did. Speaking of, I think I shared that story of when I was a little boy. Gene Colan lived in my town, and just the Tomb of Dracula run, fantastic. And he was working on it while I met him.
I liked his art so much.
Oh my God, very talented, very talented.
He's the reason I read Daredevil so long.
Absolutely, yeah. And then the introduction of Blade, all that kind of stuff, and Deacon Frost, and it's great stuff. That's a good question.
Do you want just the bags, or do you want My Light sleeves? Actually, either one. You go to eBay; they're always undercutting each other. You can usually pick them up pretty cheap there, and sometimes you get them free shipping.
There she is. How you doing? Carolina lady jumped in too. Feel free to ask any questions. We're here. We're about at the halfway point. We'll probably go another 45-ish. So you guys, ask any questions you want. You can jump. The StreamYard is up there. If you want to just use your voice to chat, to talk, you're welcome to. This is our kind of open hang with comic related talk. So.
Comics, toys too.
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, the toy. I think maybe with the toys, people are gonna really want to. Horizon, what's over there? There she is. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing all right.
I just wanted to say that I think my love of horror translated to my oldest granddaughter. She is 10, but she has a college reading level, and she loves horror. I sent her a vampire book that she just will not put down. and I sent her books all the time because she reads constantly.
Right.
And I sent her a batch of books, and it included like Little House on the Prairie and a couple others like that. And she told me, she says, Grandma, that Little House on the Prairie stuff, that's not up to my reading level, so you're gonna have to step up your game.
Right.
Get her some H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, right.
Get her some Lovecraft.
Lovecraft?
Yes. Yes.
H.P. Lovecraft.
That's some of the classics horror of all time.
Yeah. She's crazy. The girl is nuts, but
hey, I was reading Lovecraft at about 10 or 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I read Lord of the Rings at about that age.
Yes,
I
young.
have to step up my game because she called me out on the Little House on the Prairie book.
Yeah.
What else? What else? I read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe at about that age.
Yeah.
She likes Allan Poe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I sent her like Encyclopedia of Vampires, and it tells about the different types of vampires and everything.
Right.
And my daughter-in-law said that she took that book to school every single day, and she would be out on the playground and she'd be sitting up against the building reading while the other kids were out, having fun. That's her fun.
And the other thing I read when I was about 13 when I read Dracula for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
The original Bram Stoker Dracula.
I
was really big into Gothic horror at the time.
Yeah, I also send her horror movies because she likes to watch them.
Yeah.
But I told her that she had to read some of the other books that I sent to her sisters. She has 3 younger sisters, and she told me, she says, Grandma, I can only read those books like once, and then they're just boring. I can't do it. They're going to have to learn to read on their own.
Here's one that's nice. I bought a copy of Pride and Prejudice, an older copy of Pride and Prejudice, back, I guess I was about 15 or 16 years old. I bought it in a used bookstore because I heard it was a good book.
Yeah.
I finally read it last year. It is one of the best books I have ever read.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I'm a big time reader. I have trouble reading anymore because of my eyesight with my autoimmune diseases, but I still do like the audibles and stuff like that. I always had my head in books.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's
right.
I need one of those big time.
They used to, I don't know if they still do or not, but they used to make one that you could actually put over the page of a book.
Yes.
By all the type.
Yeah.
Mine is just, you'll see me switch glasses throughout a show or whatever because it depends on the day and how bad my eyes are that day. So
there's times I can read without these.
Yeah.
And not everything is fine. And then other days I can't see anything.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to go back out and let you guys get on with your show.
Okay. Well, great. You're always welcome.
I'll be back out there in the chat.
Okay. Cool. Good to see you. Hear from you, Laura. We're gonna rock. We're gonna rock it tomorrow night. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch some of it. I don't know how much though.
We'll be there.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, she's definitely she went on Meta, actually jumped in as I'm interested in, metaphorical as his own. He does Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. And she kind of went in there and was like, what is all going on? But she picked up a bunch of horror books and, it's like, she's interested. Go get it. Go have fun, like learn, get it.
Well, let's watch that little thing you did.
Sure.
And see if I can do this right.
This will be tomorrow night, guys.
This Friday night, 2 different auctions starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BMO's Merchant House channel. Then at 10 p.m. on Tiffany Cool Finds channel. Horizon Picks. Double shot. Double shot. One night. 2 channels. 2 auctions. Be there.
Awesome. That's right. Shout out to Patrick Murphy.
Is that who did that?
Yeah, he's my voice was shot, and you know, I basically I needed to get something out there. And I said, you want to throw something together, and he did. You know, it's I love this community. If you put it out there, you ask.
It's pretty darn good.
You ask, and you get, and you give it back, and you get it back, and that's the way that I'm trying to be here. You know, and it's been great. So, you know, even the photo, the side I didn't take, that's not my photo. Candy, who's Epic Candy on Instagram, amazing. She does these amazing macro photography of like flowers and stuff, and it almost looks like the inside world, right? It's fantastical art. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, do you have anything of a horizon? You know, it's like me going out with my IKEA bags early morning to the flea market, and it's just, you know, Darth, what's up, buddy?
Yeah,
welcome to come on in if you want, or if you want to just fire away.
Yeah, I can always post it again.
Yeah, it's up in the chat, Darth, if you want to, or either way, it's fine. Awesome, buddy.
Post it once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to my Hellboy. He's going to go right next to Pinhead on my wall here.
That little Lily's thumbnail is one that I cropped up off of a comic that she bought.
Hi, Lily. Good to see you, Lily. I think Lily follows me on IG now. That's right, Jason. There's always more funds for comics.
Like I said, it's a free-for-all. We anybody can show up. Anybody can come in.
What's good, brother? How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'll let Chaos talk, and then I'll stay. All right. Doing okay. Doing okay. I messed up my leg, and it's still hurting like crazy.
Oh,
no. Is that from that long walk?
Hold on. Yeah, and it didn't help that all the boxes, you saw the pictures in Discord, that was only half of it. I had to go to the post office, get more boxes, come back, pack everything, and it's all going out tomorrow. It was literally an all-day thing in between my 2 appointments, packing everything, getting the labels, and then I just got to drop it off tomorrow. And Jason, don't worry about it. The Daredevils and the Green Lanterns that you want, they're just for you. It's going to be cheap. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused because I know a $69 came in. I thought it was you. And Chaos, I got some awesome news for you. I was able to hunt down some more Golden Age goodness. I got a really nice Golden Age crime comic coming in.
Yeah.
I've got I didn't get that Marvel family, and if I did, I don't think I'd be able to sell it on Mike's channel because the winning bid would have been $71, and I would have had to start at that. You know, no one other than you would have paid that for the condition this thing was in.
I might not have been willing to pay it either.
It was a fine plus, you know, going on very fine. So for Captain Marvel Adventures #4, $71 is not a bad deal.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. And then I also got another Western coming in. Hopefully they get here by the sale. They're not from Very Gary, who is very prompt with his shipping. They're from another dealer I found.
I bought something from him. It took him almost a month for me to get it.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm serious. I was really disappointed.
I bought from him on a Friday, and boom, he shipped it the next Monday. He said, "I'm sorry, it's late. We can't ship on the weekends, you know, because on the weekends he does his auctions." Go ahead, Horizon.
I tell you, you know, one of the things you guys know, obviously, everybody in the chat. I think you guys. I'm a full-time reseller. I ship lots of packages. I definitely think a kind of do's and don'ts of shipping is something I'm going to be putting out there, and it'll only help. I mean, and it's an option for all of you all to kind of up your game, because shipping matters, right? That's like people love Amazon Prime for that, you know, and I love it. But it's the worst thing in the world is to get something. You're like, oh, I got that at auction. I got to get, and then you're like, whoa, the shipping is X, you know. And then sometimes, you know, and again, I don't want to name names. Chaos and I have talked about this. A lot of folks got some. It happens with all kinds of stuff. With the comics, I've gotten comics that are literally just like loose in a manila, you know, folder, and just nothing, you know. And of course, the Postal Service is going to rip it open because it's media mail. It's all this kind of stuff, you know.
Well, I recycle the boxes I get, so Horizon, you're getting this back, and it is going to go to you priority. So,
did you like my box kung fu? Were you cool with that?
Oh, dude, you were awesome. I couldn't believe how quick you did that. That is what I want to learn from you, how to dismantle boxes and make it into a box to perfect fit. That is an art, my friend.
You could go back on the live, and then Chaos's too. I did. Chaos was satisfied with what he got, and as long as somebody doesn't spike it like a football on your front porch, you should be okay.
I think that's what they did with one of the packages I sent Frank. And as soon as he told me, I'll give you a $20 credit. Well, he needed the cash, so I ended up giving him $20 back.
And yes, there's my kitty. There you go.
Some of the things I plan
one of many
with my how-tos. I'm going to go into growing your comic collection, organizing comics, storing comics, and then I'll go into some short videos on doing repairs. Like reattaching a centerfold or a cover and stuff like that. But I'm going to do. I don't want none of those videos should be more than 10-15 minutes at the most.
Well, Jason, to answer your complaint in the chat, it's probably not UPS's fault. It's probably the eBay seller. eBay is notorious for not packaging properly. Okay. I use Gemini mailers. I have bubble wrap. I buy a lot of stuff wholesale from mycomicshop.com, and they repackage. The way they package is incredible, and I save everything from their packages. And when people sell, when I sell, I stack them all neatly in there. They have special bumper corners. I put the cardboard on top with a sheet of thin bubble wrap, and then I seal everything up. So even if I ship media mail, which I have to, like for Frank's box, because his box is going to weigh 35 pounds. Okay. Because you guys saw that fat stack of trade paperbacks he got. Yeah. So 35 pounds of those.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Frank's the one that bought all those?
Yeah. Well, and because I made him wait an extra day,
I was watching some of that this morning, and when they got to the giant-sized Batman, I just turned it off. Because it was one of the Treasury editions I don't have, so I just turned it off after that. I didn't want to watch anymore.
I don't think that's sold. Did it, Horizon?
I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to get in touch with Patrick to see if he could come and chat with us. What was the question?
Okay. The Batman Treasury you were showing last night, it was you, right?
That was actually Frugal Frank that I bought it from.
Oh, okay. Oh, you bought it. Okay.
I don't know. He put it up there, and I went, "No, I don't want to watch this." And I turned it off.
Chaos needs that for his collection, and I thought you were the one selling it, but I'm sorry, you're the one who bought it.
He collects treasury also. Don't you? You collect the treasury editions also, don't you?
I love them because it's near and dear to me. Like I said, my brother had an amazing collection from the 70s, and he wouldn't let me touch his good comics. So he would have these like kind of beaten up treasuries. He had a stack of them, and I used to lay on the floor and trace them, you know, and that was some of my earliest kind of learnings of superheroes, you know.
Hey, it's all right, Frank. I'm you. If you need the money, that's no big deal.
Yeah, we can't buy everything all the time, right? That's always.
No. Yeah. And Frank, I was going to throw in another one in your box. It just won't fit. It's the trade as an extra thank you for buying these and for making you wait the extra day. It's the Final Crisis Complete Collection, but I just couldn't fit it in the box because these are stuff that my son doesn't want, I don't want, and we've had them for about 5-6 years. They're just sitting around collecting dust. Let them go to someone who's going to enjoy them and save their floppies, keep them mint, you know.
It was a white one, Frank, but don't worry about it. I'll get one. I've already scoped them out. I know where I can get one on eBay for probably about $15-20. So yeah, I'll get one.
So I think I'm going to probably give this away next week. And I still have that other giveaway because the guy never emailed me who won it, and he never paid me the $5 for shipping it. So. But so you know, Horizon, I was extremely happy with the Ultraman figure. Where my Gamera and all my other toys are right here by the mantelpiece, I took it out of the box, and it's sitting on top of the box in its fight pose, ready to beat up all the monsters below it. So, and even my son was impressed with the figure because it's an older Van Presto figure of the original Ultraman from 1966, and it's almost 40 years old, and with just a little chip on the finger, no big deal. And
do you agree that was a manufacturer pop, or do you think it just something got flicked off? Or
I think, because let me tell you what happens with the kids in Japan. When they get these toys, they take them out of the box, they don't care, and they pound them together. Ooh, monster fights Ultraman, Ultraman wins. And I think it probably snapped off that way. Right. There is a toy store in Japan, and they have a whole. They're in every district in Japan. They're called Toy Planet, recycled toys. What they do is they go around, because when the kids grow up, they don't want them anymore. The parents want to get rid of them. They will buy all the monster action figures and all those toys, everything, and pay cash to the parents and resell them. If they're mint in the package, even better. But they're still cheaper, like half the cost you get on eBay right now for the stuff, you know. So that's a deal. It's just unfortunately none of us can go to Japan right now. So
I do have a smaller Ultraman figure somewhere. I'm not sure which Ultraman it is because I know there were several different ones.
If it's the one that goes with that Gudis figure that you showed me that one time in the stream,
it isn't.
Oh, because if it was that, I'm interested. Just name your price. Well, that is because I got. Oh, go ahead.
It's maybe this tall, and which means about 8 inches tall, and it's still in the box.
Okay.
I just have to find it, and when I find it, it's your pick.
You got it.
I'll show it to you, and you can tell me what you're going to pay me for it.
Striker's good question. Yeah, Striker. I'll just say, Striker. No, at 7 o'clock is on BMOS Mercantile. We're going to end it, I think, around 9:30. Have a little power up, and then we're going to go 10 o'clock on Tiffany's channel, and then that's more of the late night hang. That's going to be fire. A little more craziness with the late night West Coast crowd is going to dump in there. I think it should be.
I'd love to go anywhere right now.
Yeah. Exactly. I've been working from home since last March, so over a year now. And the only time I get out of the house is pick up wife's meds, go shopping, pay bills, or mail off all these things. That's
Right.
it. So YouTube is my social interaction, really good there.
The Patrick actually jumped in the chat. He's in there. He's the one that did the audio for the drop that we played for tomorrow night for our efforts. And he's also very into toys, comics. He and I confer on a lot of this stuff. He's really now Chaos. I had mentioned Patrick he's super into the Cobra GI Joe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the gentleman I spoke about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just Cobra related. I mean, he knows about that's his passion is the Cobra line of the GI Joe smaller figures.
Right. Yeah, those 3 3/4-inch figures are off the hook with the pricing, the variety, and it's amazing. I remember growing up, I saw those on the shelves, and I'm like, that's not the G.I. Joe I grew up with. Where's the big 12-inch guy with Kung Fu grip,
Right. And I love those, too. Those are my passion, is the originals.
3 3/4-inch figures.
Patrick, check that out. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Look at that.
I might have bought a collection or two in the past.
Yeah.
Some are Star Wars, some are G.I. Joe, and I think I've got some others in there.
We all have our bins.
Yeah, but my whole house is like that.
I bet. This is what you only see here.
There's a reason why it's called Kollecting Kaos.
Right.
Well, my wife
what's up,
is Cam?
Cam in the chat.
Areas. Oh, it's Cam. How you doing, Cam?
Yeah. So Cam, anybody fire away? Anybody in the chat? We'll talk about any topics. We had some good ones earlier about some 1980s Secret Wars. We were talking about different artists, independents, whatever. You have questions about comic collecting, storage.
Broken parts are good. I'm sure that Horizon would love to get your broken parts.
Sure. Yeah, I probably have some to make some good stuff with those broken parts, right?
Same thing with Micronauts.
Yeah.
Oh, in fact, now hold on. Let me get this off my wall. I need to show this display thing. If you're a Micronauts fan, Micronauts here in America died out late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
But in Japan, they're still going strong. That's where they came from.
Keep going.
You need to see this. Hold on.
Because Micronauts was also Mego. Mego put out the Micronauts as well.
That's right.
So you had a very interesting shift. You had the little leotard guys, right? The comic action heroes, and then they came out with this fantastical world of the Micronauts. Is amazing. And then the comics I like the original Micronauts, Baron Karza and those types.
For the US, I think one of the earliest toy that was promoted into comics was Captain Action.
Yes.
Not sure if you guys can see that, but it is a Micronaut that puts on a Godzilla suit.
I have seen that. That's amazing, Darth. I've seen it loose. That's amazing.
Yeah. They made 4 packages. This one, the 1954, which is the Shodai Goji or original Godzilla. They made the 2004 Godzilla, the Final Wars Godzilla. And then they also did 2 packs. One that has 2 Micromen, and it has King Ghidorah suit and a 1964 Godzilla suit. And then the other one is a 2-pack that has Jet Jaguar and Megalon in it. And that's the one I want because I love both of those kaiju. But I just wanted to show that. That's something I hang on my wall.
What's kind of funny with this suit, right? I actually own I don't know if you own it. I do own I believe it is from Japan. I have a Godzilla suit for the 12-inch G.I. Joe.
I don't have that. It's for in Japan they called it Cap Action, I think.
Right. It's a little crude, but it's totally Godzilla.
Yeah, but no, because among G fans, that commands incredibly high prices.
Right. What's up, Invisible?
So, yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, there he is.
Yay.
Yeah, I think he froze.
Yeah, Invisible.
Yeah, he did again.
When you kind of come on your Wi-Fi, I don't think that's going to work. You need a faster connection. It's a tough one. You know?
Oh, they're not going to be cheap, BK, if you can find them. I keep my eyes open for those all the time, and I'm not much luck.
He made a good point.
Not for low prices, anyway.
Baron Karza predates Darth Vader, which I think is an interesting point.
Right? Yep, and then Force Commander, which was his exact opposite.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, do you collect any Micronauts, Darth, or is you're just still with your Godzilla related? Or
you know what? I used to, and I had all of them. I had the original Acroyer, the original die-cast metal space glider guy. I had Galactic Warrior, Pharaon. I had a bunch of them, but they're all gone throughout the years. You know, they're gone. And now trying to get those again is just too expensive. You know, I could see spent money on books either for my PC or to flip and making more money. You know, or something for my son or my wife, something like that. You know.
We got you, Invisible. Go. We want to hear from you. Go. What do you want to ask her?
All right. I am doing fantastic.
Cool, man.
Got 2 of my COVID vac today, so that's exciting.
Okay. Do you have any? What do you want to ask?
If you're still in the chat, just gonna let Cam know. These are coming out tomorrow. I've been under the weather.
Okay. That's cool. Hey, look.
I'll get you right.
Priority mailers. Awesome, buddy. Way to go. We like that. It's insured. Awesome.
Yep. Priority mailers
and it's a flat rate. It's cheaper.
If you've got the legal size, you can take that Gemini mailer and stick it right inside of it.
You can do many layers, right? Many layers. Why? Yep. It's one price. As long as it fits, it ships. One price. Right? That's
$9 anywhere. It's a great value.
Yep. All right.
There's
there it is. That works usually when you're shipping 10 comics or less.
Right.
When I do the big sets, it won't work, so I have to box it.
I'm going to put you down, Invisible.
All right.
Why, yes, hello. Hi. I was my man up there. Let's see if I'm pointing in the right direction. Horizonpicks sent me an invite, said to hop in. So
absolutely.
I am.
Everybody's welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. What is going on tonight, gentlemen?
Just talking.
Just talking.
Talk, comics, toys.
Comic talk.
Whatever.
Awesome.
Answering questions that people ask.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, it's kind of a last minute thing. And so, hi.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Eventually, I will do a Tuesday show and Horizon will do a Thursday show. But we'll still be both on it, I hope. Unless he decides to kick me off for some reason.
Doubtful.
Well, I've been watching your guys' channel, and I tell you what, you guys are doing awesome work. I really enjoy watching the auctions and stuff of that nature. So just wanted to pop in, give some praise, and just say keep up the awesome work, guys.
Yeah, we did play that earlier, Patrick. we played it. It's great, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, the one that I made for you?
Yes, we played it.
Well, thank you.
We
Thank
played
you
it.
very much.
Yeah, I thought that was incredible.
So I since I was coming on this channel, I had to wear my, I don't know if you can see it, the studio light's kind of low here. Let me roll over here. Oh God, that's bright. Anyway, it says, meanwhile, at the real Hall of Justice.
Ah, look at that.
And this is actually a Cincinnati Museum shirt.
That's awesome.
Because
Meanwhile,
I don't know if you're aware or not, but here in Cincinnati, the
Shape
Union
of a broom.
the Union Terminal Center is actually the basis of the Superpower Super Friends Hall of Justice.
Right.
And that building is literally 15 minutes down the street from you guys.
That is cool.
I'd bring my toys and be like, selfie. I totally would do that. Like, so
No, what you need to do is get a bunch of friends all dressed up in the costume.
yeah, cosplay, right?
It's kind of interesting because when there are cons here in town, they do make trips out there. They've set aside time and set it up with the museum center to actually do photo ops in front of the Great Hall.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's our claim to fame. That's it. That and WKRP in Cincinnati, but
There you go.
that wasn't actually filmed here in Cincinnati. But
No, but
That's an interesting thing. Frugal Frank's like, do all of our sellers wear glasses?
pretty much.
We're getting up there in years.
I tried contacts. It just never worked for me. Plus, just being, I come from the graphic design, computer field, and it just this hours looking at this screen. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Jason, you're right. That is very expensive. The actual Kenner Superpowers Hall of Justice. You don't want to see prices for it mint in the package. And BK, to answer your,
if you ever see one that's mint in the package. If you ever see one that's mint in the package.
Yeah. Well, they're out there, but they're few and far between. And they're definitely high 4 digits.
So
BK was asking someone who has all the Wallywood independent books. I would assume Chaos does, but they're probably in his personal collection and not for sale.
I don't. There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
Because he's done work for just about everybody.
Yeah. But some of it, people seem to love his Thunder comics, the Thunder Agents.
Yeah.
But I think his best work was for EC. I mean, the detail, and he's the one who created the 15 panels for comic books. I mean, come on.
That and his Daredevil.
Yeah. It's a shame he had to do the black and yellow suit rather than the red. I don't remember. Yeah, because I think with the red suit, that's when they started getting another artist.
Should have been.
Yeah.
But I like that black and yellow costume.
It was just too garish for me. The deep red really fits Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually, Gene Colan took over, and then Gene Colan is my Daredevil artist. You can talk about Frank Miller, you can talk about all of these other artists as much as you want, but when you say Daredevil, to me, I think of Gene Colan. Frank
Miller's art is nothing without Claus Janson doing the inking. Okay. He's a fantastic writer, but
just like Tomb of Dracula, there's only been one Tomb of Dracula artist.
Oh yeah.
You had some other people do it, but there's only been one artist on the book.
Yeah, and it's Gene Colan. I agree.
I tell you what, I did share the story earlier. When I was a little boy, and my brother is a very, very good artist. He tried out for Eclipse Comics back in the day, and I actually met Gene Colan when I was probably 7 years old when he was working on the Tomb of Dracula line. And I didn't know it then who he was. And his son went to high school with my late brother. You know, now, and what actually happened was, like, I had told you guys, you know, in some of the stacks that I offered up, where I kind of brought out a guy, you know, I think I told Chaos, like, I was at a flea market and he was just annoyed. And then I bought a short box off of him for $20, but he was going out of business. And I ended up buying out. I filled my car, and one of the runs was a complete run of Tomb of Dracula.
It's being uploaded as we film it.
Yeah. So
my brain was about to go scanners here for, you know, when you said a complete run.
Complete. And I have it. It's right over here. I look at it. I do have the blade, the number 10 I sent in the CGC. I do have a lower grade copy. I have the Deacon Frost. I have it slabbed, but I got a lower grade copy of that. The number 1 as well. But so now when I see Tomb of Dracula, I will go, you know, just like Chaos, right? You find that mintier one and then it swaps in. But it's one of the prides of my collection is the complete run of that Tomb of Dracula. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm missing a few issues, one of which is the blade issue. I don't know what happened to it.
I'm missing a lot. All mine are the later numbers, like from the late 20s, early 30s on up to the end. You know, I don't have none of that early stuff.
In the early 90s, I saw the writing on the wall. Horror was not selling.
Right.
Everything was about Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane. That was everything. Anything else that wasn't selling. And I was buying Tomb of Dracula for 25 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Except for number 1. I had to pay like $10 for that.
You know, and Jim Lee had talent. Todd had talent. I knew that. But Rob Liefeld, the man doesn't know anatomy, and he still can't draw feet or hands. Let's be real.
But he drew really big guns.
Yeah.
That
and pouches. He had a pouch fetish and a shoulder. Those things.
I always thought Rob Liefeld drew like a selfie. The perspective with the little feet and the big, like it was a selfie kind of perspective in this way. You know? But
his Hawk and Dove was amazing.
It was. Yeah, I give you that. I do.
But DC kept him on such a tight leash, though. You know, they didn't let him go.
Then again, he doesn't like those because they went and redid the art and made it right for DC. It's not his pure work.
We got Joker Jack. Joker Jack just jumped in. What's up, Joker?
I agree, Joker. I don't like the man. I met him, biggest jerk out there.
Yeah.
And he still seems that way. He's the only one at Image that's failed. Literally. I mean, you know, he tried Maximum Press. That sucked. His Youngblood books went down. He created a few good characters like Prophet, you know, but then he lost the rights to a lot of his stuff in a bad deal he did.
His most successful creation is Deadpool.
Yeah. But
yeah, I agree.
He never had the chance to own it, though.
Right.
No.
You know, anything you create for the big two is theirs. So.
Right.
I remember my first run-in with Rob Liefeld. I was carrying some. Matter of fact, I had the Hawk and Dove series, and he, you know, I was walking by him. He said, "Oh, I suppose you're going to want me to sign those." And I looked down and went, "No." And he said, "What?" I said, "I don't want you to sign these. These are mint."
Yeah, I don't want you devaluing my books.
Yeah, no.
That's the thing. They were mint. They were as close to a 10 as you would ever see.
Right. Right.
And if you put a signature on them, it's no longer a 10, 9.8.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know how rare it is to find 10s? Oh my
I've seen
God.
maybe 4 true 10s since the first time I read a comic in 1959.
Yeah.
I've seen maybe 4 that I would consider a true 10. And the 10s that I've seen slabbed, you know, I've seen pictures of them. I'll zoom in and I'll look and I'll find defects all over them.
Wow.
There are very few 10s out there.
That's true.
So Patrick,
To be
Yes,
a 10,
give Patrick a Patrick. Why don't you wanted to share a little bit about some of your collectibles, like how you obviously the Hall of Justice type stuff, but
Joker.
yeah, go for it, man. I know you want to share a little bit. I know Patrick he shared with me some of his collectibles. I know he's got some spawns and stuff, but you know, just share with us a little bit about your background in comics and figures, and that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm currently going through, and I'm trying to get rid of.
My man.
I'm trying to go through. You don't have to make me big. No. But I got a bunch of Spawn figures. That's just the ones that I've got out of the boxes. I got cases of these things, man. And you know, when the comic industry and figures exploded in the 90s, I was buying stuff just because it had the name on it. Like, let's take, for example, like Spawn. You know what I mean? So it's like I go out and I get like Series 1 of Spawn, Series 2 of Spawn, and then like the offshoots, you know, Wetworks, Youngblood, etc. It's like I was buying characters I didn't even know. You know, I was just buying it because it's like, oh, it's a Spawn figure, I gotta have it. Now I will say this, and Horizon and I were talking about this just the other night. That figure line, I believe, changed the toy industry, and we still see that today. The detail that figures have is just because of that line, at least in my opinion. You know, I mean, I'm just a guy behind him.
You're absolutely right. Agree with you 100%, man. He did. When Todd came out, he changed the game for toys. Before that, we were getting the Toy Biz stuff, you know, or the Kenner stuff.
Right.
And they all had to up their game after Todd.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I got a bunch of Toy Biz X-Men, too. I don't know if you see some of the big box X-Men over there. I'm trying to get listed and sold. And again, it was one of those things where it's like, I would just buy a bunch of X-Men because it said X-Men. You know, and it's like I had the Rogue variants, you know, with the makeup, without the makeup. And it's like, it's rolling back to Spawn. Oh my God. So I have so many variant Angelas. It's like, you know, you had Angela with ribbon, without ribbon,
purple, right?
With panties, without panties. I mean, it was just crazy the amount of Angela variants that I have. And it's like, I'm looking at these things. It's like, you know, it's like back to, I believe, in the original run, there was like only a handful of issues that had her in it. Oh, that's pretty cool. What you got there, Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix.
I don't know of anybody that just bought them because they said Marvel. Oh wait. I've got Captain America, Daredevils, Mr. Sinister, Dark Phoenix, and the Vision.
Yeah.
Do you have the Mary Jane one, Chaos?
No.
Oh.
Now, I will say this. There is one series that I do like. It's very just, I love, and this was pre-MCU, and I hate to be that guy, but is Jim Starlin. I have the original, I believe he started in 7 or 8, where he took over the power of Warlock and then made it Warlock. The whole starting of the, you know, back when there was just one gem, and it was the Soul Gem, and Adam had it, and it was given to him by the High Evolutionary, you know, which eventually led into the Thanos Clash, which then, you know, so I've got that run. All right, and that's my own collection. And, you know, I was into the whole Infinity Gauntlet saga, you know, during its run, but it's not because of the movie. So me as a fan sitting there watching these movies, cinematically, they are beautiful. And I do not want to downplay them in any means, but I'm sitting there and I'm watching these movies. And I'm like, you know, excuse me, there's someone that's missing here, ladies and gentlemen. A very key element in this series that's not on the screen yet. And I know he's been teased. in the Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's like, it gets me right here.
Yeah, I kept wanting him to show up. Why couldn't they have used him instead of Captain Marvel?
I mean,
some of the very
yes.
best,
There you go.
very best writing. and
Marvel
art
was my
for the
main.
70s.
Oh
And
man.
I love this issue. It's going in the PC. This is issue number 10 of Warlock, and it's basically a triple key. And I got a steal on it. Chaos knows it was in a bundle, and I think a bundle of 6 or 7 on Mike's channel, and I think I paid $10 or $12 for the bundle.
Mhm.
The triple keys in this are Origin of Thanos #1,
Mhm.
Origin of Gamora #2,
Mhm.
and #3. It's the first time Thanos and Warlock meet.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
uh,
that is awesome. I got it. I got it. It's
yeah,
somewhere, but I know
I'll
I
be
got
right
it.
back, gentlemen. I'm going to refill the
beautiful.
Java here. Right back.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point too. But
Yeah.
I mean, and pre-pandemic, Jim Starlin was actually at a con very close to me, and I wanted to go up, get some signatures, and for some reason, life, work, I don't know, something got in the way. I was like, I'll do it next time, and then pandemic hit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's very upset with Marvel and what they've done to his characters, and
Oh yeah,
he he has nothing good to say about the MCU.
My turn to go get a comic.
I don't
Right.
think they'll ever bring him back to write anything, but that's okay. Because I mean, I remember when Malibu was trying to do the independent stuff, creator-owned stuff, just like Image. They put out the Bravura line, and Jim Starlin created, wrote, and drew a book over there called Breed. Incredible book, and he did 2 6-issue miniseries of that. And trying to find it, but no one really has that stuff, or they bundle it with stuff I don't want and nobody else would want, so I couldn't flip it. You know?
Right.
But I agree. I grew up with that stuff. I grew up with Neil Adams. I grew up with Jim Starlin. These are the books I, love and cherish. So I totally get that.
Yeah, just watching those movies, and don't get me wrong, they are cinematically, they are beautiful movies, and I really tried my best to go in with an open, because this is how I enjoyed the X-Men, the early 2000 X-Men. It's like I went in, it's like, all right, don't compare it to anything that you know, and I enjoyed the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really tried this with the MCU, and the lead up, the little cameo Thanos appearance at the end of the movies. I think at this point, if you haven't watched it, that's. But the little cameos at the end, the build up, that was awesome, right?
Oh yeah.
But then it's like when it happened, I'm just like,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all the heroes in the MCU are very powered down. Number one, like Thor and Thanos. Yeah, but they made Captain America stronger, which didn't make sense. But
I figured as long as we're showing off Warlock comics, I'd show this one off.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the Power Warlock #1.
He always has to.
Marvel Premiere #1.
Yep.
Well, this guy has 18,000 or 20,000 comics, so
8,000. I'm working on a deal, so I'll have more.
I'm not worthy. I am not worthy of this chat.
Well, he used to own a store. I did too, but that's a crazy story. But we don't need to get in this chat.
Hey, I
So-
could have Action 252.
Yeah.
But that's his thing.
Oh, BK would like to know: do you have medieval Spawn or Gunslinger Spawn figures?
Me?
Yes.
I do have medieval Spawn. Oh, okay. Let me get. Oh boy, gonna make some old man noises. Excuse me.
While you're doing that, I'll go get some more coffee too. I need some.
Oh, well, I'm just going to put you guys, and me and Patrick will just talk on our own. I'll bring them back when they show back up.
All right, so just one of the medieval spawn figures I may have. All right, I gotta turn the light back on in the studio. You guys are killing me. Killing me here, Smosh.
Oh, I remember that one.
I mean, the box definitely has shelfware. Now I do have like the I do have series 1 and 2. I just sold 3, and you know, I was talking to Horizon just the other night about shipping these things, like, you know, size of boxes and stuff. I did a bundle. It was a medieval spawn 3 and I want to say her name was Tiffany. She looked like Angela, but it wasn't Angela. Yeah, it was Tiffany. So I sold medieval spawn 3 and Tiffany together. I packaged them real good, wrapped them in bubble wrap, put a divider in them, you know, kind of a box in a box, if you will. Hey,
I'm back. Go ahead. Sorry, bud.
And when the gentleman got it, he sent me a picture, and the axe had broke, and I'm like, oh man. So, you know, I offered him, I'm like, look, man, if you want to send it back, I'll definitely do a refund. And he's like, no, he's like, you know, judging from your pictures and stuff, it went out. This wasn't on you. This was on the UPS or USPS. I said, well, look, there is priority on it. It's got insurance. File a claim. You know, I'll back you however I can. It's like, you got the products. You should be the one filing the claim. I'll back you any way I can. And Tiffany Wong was that's not supposed to. Okay, yeah, I think it was her. It was definitely on the same line. So yeah,
Tiffany, yeah.
So those were two. So I don't have medieval spawn 3 anymore. But yeah, no, I don't know if you see this or not. Horizon. They were asking if for medieval spawn.
Now Comics had Married with Children.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the bigger one too.
Yeah,
I think I have a Spawnmobile somewhere.
Oh,
in the box.
Okay, old man noises again. Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the rare other color Malabolgia.
All right, so here's a question for you, gentlemen. So I do got this thing, Spawnmobile. Speaking of, I know which one you're speaking of, though. The big like van looking thing. Yeah. So, what do you guys do about yellowing? See how the box has got some yellowing on it?
The plastic ages and turns yellow. That's caused from heat. I'm not sure how to fix it.
Okay, I didn't know if there was some magic, like use magic eraser, get the yellowing out.
I can give you, like, again, you could do a test, Patrick. I can tell you for like the Star Wars action figures, if they're like yellowed, you can use what you can do is a technique. You could take a mason jar,
plastic clamshell that they go in.
Right, but follow me here. You can probably use. What I do is I'll take, say, some stormtroopers that are yellowed. You could put them in peroxide, put them in a tight mason jar, and put them in the sun. And it will actually make them, that will whiten them significantly. So, same type of idea. If you say you had, again, the value is really where you want to play around with that. But I would bet if you were able to take that concept and perhaps, I don't know, it'd be interesting. Could you maybe put some peroxide on maybe some paper towels, right? And then get that into the sun. And again, it may, but the glue on the blister the bubble may be affected. But again, some of those, it's just kind of, if you had a double or I have a couple that are dented, you could try it.
Right.
Joker Jack is saying on loose figures, OxyClean works really well and will not damage it either.
OxyClean, yeah, because that's
OxyClean is basically turns into peroxide when you mix it with water.
Right.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, Joker. Yeah, OxyClean does have that.
Do not use OxyClean on your comic books.
No.
I did a video where I took a little section of a comic and put that in OxyClean and some other solutions. And amazingly enough, the distilled water whitened it better than anything else. The OxyClean took every bit of ink off the page. It just flaked the ink right off the page.
Gotcha.
That's a good question. Laura Bemos, did you cover? Who has the Walking Dead comics? She asked that.
That was one I didn't collect of Robert Kirkman's. I have a lot of his stuff because a lot of his books had monsters like Super Dinosaur, which got turned into a cartoon.
No, you don't want to do that either, Frank.
And then what's the other one? Astounding Wolfman and Fire Breather. All of those are monster-related books that Robert Kirkman did, but zombies just aren't my bag. I don't have any of that. Do you, Chaos?
No.
I have a few. Nothing spectacular. Like the other night, I was going through a stack of unknown. I literally didn't know what was in the box, right? And then, Chaos, we were hoping, right? We were like, it's possible that a Walking Dead could be an early, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, I
actually have some action figures that have yellowed from heat, the package, and I'm going to experiment. I'll experiment on them a little bit, and I'll get back with you on that.
Cool. Yeah.
Horizon, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm not
remember
with the more action figures that I have. Do
you remember these things?
But,
Pokeball. What is it? Oh, the Pokeball. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is Charizard.
Charizard. Yes.
It's still sealed.
Yeah.
But the box is beat up.
Yep.
Does this still have value? Because the only ones I ever see, they're perfect, in every way.
I tell you what, if I had that in my hand right now, like if we had a Brundlefly teleporter that you could just hand that to me, I'd put that in my auction tomorrow night, and I guarantee you it would sell. Guaranteed. Pokemon with the cards is so hot right now in this market.
Yeah, and this has that 23 karat gold in here still.
Yeah, and like I said, like the shirts, the merch, the all of the Pokemon stuff, the plush. People are gobbling this stuff up right now, and I think that the fact that it's still new, the box, it is a bummer, but the fact that it's still new like that, absolutely value, absolutely.
Yeah, I think these are like 1990. Whenever Pokemon first hit, these were at Burger King. Was that 98, 99 when it first hit the States, Pokemon?
Something like that.
Yeah, you have, but you're holding the bigger one. The Burger King ones were almost like golf ball size, a little bit bigger. And those were actually it's tough. You can't sell some of those because they were a recall. I think there was something wrong with them, so that's a tough one. And I've seen people get their listings pulled because it was recalled. But the little figures that were inside totally sellable. Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon, I have several one-of-a-kind things that I'm going to show off. And
word, man, I'm down.
These are never for
Ladies
sale.
And gentlemen, never seen before, but you're going to see it right here tonight, live on Kollecting Kaos.
Yep, because it is chaotic.
It is,
and that's why I bring out one-of-a-kind.
That's great.
Gengar,
man.
And this is one, and I have several more of different ones. Crocheted Pokeball keychain. Let's see. This one's going to be big. Big. Tyranitar.
great stuff. That's great. Look at that.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
These
I
are
love it.
one of a kind, handmade.
Wonderful.
I was working at a solar company in
I'll take him on.
about four
That's great.
or five towns away from where I currently live. And I was really good friends with one of the project coordinators over there, and his mom crocheted. And she would make these things for her friends and her son's friends, and we would pay her. I was one of her biggest customers. There's this one.
Great. You know.
I tried to get her to sell them on Etsy. Tried to get her to do them on Mercado and all those online sites. She wouldn't. Then I was ready to rent a booth for her at the Frankensons convention and have a bunch of this stuff made ahead of time. Look at this, the detail.
See, when the horizon goes like this, he has a really good idea.
That means trouble. That's spelling trouble right there, ladies and gentlemen.
When he goes like this, he has a really good idea, Darth.
Well, Horizon, these are absolutely not for sale.
All right,
Never.
no, but like, if I could just make a point.
Okay.
In this platform that we're on right now, there are moments, right?
Yeah.
Just like a regular auction. You see something, you go, oh my God, I got to have that.
Yeah.
And you're in the audience. However, in this platform that I am kind of in, you know, and I'm kind of emerging, I would be happy and overjoyed to pay for you to send me something to sell because I would be, that's what I want to do.
I understand. But you got to understand.
Darth, I forgot to send this to you. Next time I send something to you, or I'll just drop it in the mail for you.
Okay. Oh, she will love those. She will love it. Yes.
So
these are partially owned by my wife, and she says she doesn't sell. I don't sell these.
I'm not.
And she feeds me.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not saying those specific items, but this is where it's like a call out. You know, this is a call out. This is kind of, you know, the ability to take an item to a platform where it's going to garner a higher price because of the crowd is powerful, right?
Yes.
So that's what I want to do. I've already kind of done it with my own stuff. And why can't it be other people's stuff? I mean, and you guys, obviously, there's this. It's this again. If you guys kind of look at one of my videos, it's like strategic partnerships. This is no different, right?
Yeah,
no
because
different.
I agree, Horizon, and I'm down for it. I am down for it because I still have those vintage video games sealed in the package. I wouldn't mind getting rid of this if you think we can get a tidy price. I've got sealed DVDs here, like the Gotham, I said, Thundercats, Star Trek. I've got stuff I need to get out of the house. So, yeah.
I've done it already on the lives. I've had a friend of mine hand me a box of stuff and go, whatever, you know, now I know I wouldn't do that with you. There's some more, you're more conscious of it. But then it all sold. And then it's like, what do you need to get out of it? This, great, PayPal, done, boom. Thank you, great, done.
There you go.
And then anything that doesn't sell, you know who ships? Yeah, I shipped 27 packages this morning.
Jeez.
So yours can just go right back. It's no problem.
Yeah. You know? No, I hear you. No, I'm definitely interested in it.
No problem. Like they say, right, Patrick? No
problem.
One thing I would love to get rid of, but I don't know how I would do it, and I don't even know if anybody would be interested in it, is there is a 4.5 foot tall Darth Vader that is in my house. It came with a lightsaber, but it's missing the lightsaber. My in-laws bought it for me last year thinking it's something I wanted, but my son is the Star Wars /Vader/Boba Fett fan. but he doesn't want it. And of course, we're not going to hurt our parents by saying, "Oh no, we don't want that," you know. But Dad, Dad pretty much told me, "Hey, if you got no room for it, don't worry about it. Go ahead and sell it." But I'm like, this thing's 4.5 feet tall. I don't know where it would, how to ship it, who it would go to.
No problem.
Closet displays. You keep it in the closet until they come over, then you display it.
I'll show you. Hold on a second.
Totally shippable, not a problem. Like that's where I've shipped big backpacks that are it's just a matter something like that, television box, FedEx. It's not out of the realm. All
right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here on Kollecting Kaos, this channel, we have the 4-foot Darth Vader. Missing lightsaber, but great display piece. Mm-hmm. You know you want it. I know you're out there in Radio Land listening right now. That voice.
Yeah, this guy's big. This thing is just too big, man. Just too big, and it needs to go.
Well, but I mean, how heavy is it, though?
Oh, it's pretty darn light.
Well,
it'd be a great thing to throw a blanket over. If you just have an extra blanket that you don't have any place to put, you just throw it over that.
I have one next to my TV. I have he's a scout stormtrooper from Jedi when they with the Ewok the guys that rode the little through the forest. I have him next to my TV, and then I have a modern.
Now, if it was a 4-foot Ewok, I'd consider it.
When you should have sold that was, what was that, Tuesday? May the 4th be with you day.
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff was going like crazy.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
Speaking of the gentleman we were Horizon was speaking of, Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller. He does this thing every Tuesday and Thursday, the $100 challenge. And Tuesday, it was just lit up with Star Wars stuff and everything. I think he said like 24 Star Wars items sold that day, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me verbatim there. But it was just crazy. So that's the time if you want to move that. There you go.
Yeah, on the 4th and the 5th, because may the 4th be with you, and then the 5th is Revenge of the 5th. So yeah, those 2 days.
I thought it was, wasn't it? Because I asked my girl, and she said it was the 6th, Revenge of the 6th.
Oh, that's right. It's Return of the 5th, and then Revenge of the 6th. You're right.
Yeah, the 5th is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Whole different holiday. That's the day that everybody gets drunk that has any kind of Mexican relation at all.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I don't drink anymore.
I did sell I sold 4 different items out of my eBay store on the 4th.
Star Wars related.
Right lightsaber, 2 figures, and something else I can't remember.
You had the lightsaber for his figure.
I did. Yeah.
By the way, I liked the kitty with the lightsaber there, Horizon, and my girl liked it. So now that was.
This is my cat right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Not my lap.
So let me grab Rainbow and all of his glory.
She doesn't like being on camera. Sorry.
Yeah, my cat loves it.
This is my floof ball. His name is Rainbow Kitty. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we got a couple of those floof balls like that. Yep.
His name is Rainbow Kitty Cat, as you can see.
Delco runs and hides when I struck her on the video camera.
You want to say hi to the good people, Rainbow? Or you just want Dad to let you down?
Beautiful.
You want to say hi? You're a good cat. All right, get down. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to grab some coffee, so I will be right back after
Cool, man.
Messages.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So so here's a great example, right? You brought up. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, I had this. It's the Kylo Ren really good quality saber with the like a force action sound. So when you hit, and of course my cat, he loves to play, and I thought he'd be scared, but I thought he would be scared out of his wits, and he literally just like caresses the thing, rolls over, and I'm like, and I was late. I was like, I have to put something up for the 4th. It was wee hours of the morning, and I put that up, and people really. Now, here's a great example. Back to a little bit what we were talking about, Darth.
Mm-hmm.
People saw that. I could offer that up. Maybe people will pay more. It's just an idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the context of the item changes, maybe, right? So there's this, and there's that crossover. So you have, hey, it's a toy, it's Star Wars, it's playful, it's electronic, so all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. I was going to say an
Think
alternate.
about this for a second. We all have cats.
Yeah.
Cats like to scratch cardboard. What do we keep our comic books in?
Cardboard.
How many of us have had to replace comic book boxes because of the cat?
Not yet. And I keep my comic books in a place the cats get to the boxes. So
they're all over my house.
Well, I'll tell you. I
use the corrugated plastic boxes now, and the cat doesn't bother them.
I cannot have any, like, I can't put it on the floor because I've made the mistake where I had to like run to the bathroom, and I come back and he's standing. The little guy is standing on the rack of comics with the boards, and I'm like, so it's that kind of you can't. I can't, So that's why I kind of put it to the side, and you see behind me, I have a rolling cart there. It's just kind of
Truer words were never typed, DB Striker.
Yeah. We have a sign up that says dogs think they're human, cats know they are. I'm just here to pay the rent and feed them,
Yeah. I have a sign that says I have my master well trained, and it's from the cat's perspective,
There you go. Yeah.
I used to work in a pets department, and I always told people, hey, my cat, my cat's not spoiled at all. I'm just really well trained.
There you go.
Same thing with my dog. He had me well trained. She had me well trained. I miss her.
Right. Oh, that's great. I think this was really good. I think we're at the 2-hour mark. So,
well, Patrick's coming back. We can stay a little longer.
No, it's fine.
It's It's gone a little longer than I expected, but it's been good.
Yeah, it's just.
See, I told you he was coming back.
I just came back for the end. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up airtime if somebody else.
No, it's fine.
I apologize.
We love it.
So it's great. Mm-hmm. This is what we want to do.
Here's where I missed my window. Okay, I have that case of Chucky and his bride.
Wow. Yeah.
And I should have opened them and sold them when the new Chucky movie came out. Mm. And I missed the window. So I'll sit on them till the next one. And maybe the next one will be worth people actually watching.
But
and it wasn't that great.
Chaos, there are still die-hard people out there that will pay big money for those.
Yeah, but it's I've got all of them still in the case. Do you know how hard it is to part with something like that? Well, Patrick knows. I have a case of Mecha Spawn, the worst selling Spawn series of all time. I have a case of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but see, that's the type of thing.
I have it because it was the worst selling Spawn series of all time.
But that's the type of, Chaos, that's the type of thing. Like, that would be something, honestly, like you said, an offer up. Somebody that, they don't realize, may not have crazy value, but somebody would just want that little nugget because it is what it is, right?
Right.
Here's what I used to do. But when I would go to comic shows and I decide I wanted to take some toys, I'd go to the local Toys R Us and I would go to their clearance aisle and I'd wipe it out because that was all the stuff that didn't sell.
Yeah.
And then I'd take them to the shows a year later. Oh, wow, you've got this. Yeah. And I'd get premium prices for all that stuff that I bought for pennies on the dollar.
Right. So tushy.
You know, real quick, a little personal story about Spawn. Does anybody remember the Spawn animated series out of the 90s, the late 90s?
Yes. Great animation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the animation, and for me, it was Keith David's voice. That voice, I knew I could do voices, but it was that voice that actually inspired me to start. Like, that's when I went to broadcasting school. I actually that is what I want to do, you know. And somehow I didn't wind up in it, but you keep trying.
I remember when that came out.
Let me answer this question real quick. Red Circle was a Archie Comics imprint.
Yep.
The Mighty Crusaders were always an Archie comic imprint.
Yep.
Were always owned by Archie.
Because in the 50s and 60s, they had their own superheroes. The Shield, the Fly, the Hangman, the Comet. 40s, that's right. Yeah, 40s and 50s, yeah. Yeah, that was before Archie. Yeah.
Now, what do you gentlemen think of the, and it's not a reboot, it's kind of a continuation of the Halloween franchise?
I think we got enough of it from Rob Zombie. He did really well with his reboots, and I mean, I love John Carpenter, big John Carpenter fan. The Thing is, to me, is still one of the greatest sci-fi horror movies ever made. His Vampires movie, great.
I'm a weirdo. The only one I liked was Season of the Witch, which is the one that nobody else liked.
Okay, the anthology series one. Okay, that's fair.
We'll give you a pass, Chaos, on that one, I think.
Only because I'm old, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have to leave this panel, gentlemen. I'm sorry. It's been...
Stonehenge.
It gets worse, Patrick. I liked the Green Lantern movie.
I think it got a bad rap. I mean, as a superhero movie, I mean, there's definitely worse out there. I mean, come on. We can all do worse.
Shaquille O'Neal as Steel.
Look
at that. Chaos hung his head in shame.
That's good. It's good.
Halle Berry as Catwoman.
Oh my God.
Oh, cringeworthy.
Oh, I felt that cringe. Just, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll go even deep divier here.
Uh-oh.
Everybody knows the pulp hero Black Bat. If not, he's from the 40s, had his own pulp magazine. Basically, a lawyer got blinded, but his other senses got heightened, and he'd run around solving crimes and shooting villains with 2 Colt 45s.
Yeah,
they made a movie of that.
Yeah, well,
a low-budget movie.
Very loosely, what Daredevil was based off of.
Yeah. But the movie was horrible. He didn't get justice until Dynamite made him a comic book, which was really well done.
And if you want to go for pure schlock, Dick Tracy.
I've got even bigger schlock than that. The 2 unreleased movies.
No,
Roger Corman's Fantastic
Four.
We're
talking released movies here, not crap.
The Roger Corman one is really funny.
The only reason that was made was so that they didn't lose the movie rights.
Right.
You know what's funny, though, is the Thing in that was the best looking thing I've ever seen, and the Doctor Doom was really nice, very authentic. It was better than the Justice League of America movie that was made for TV that aired once, and everybody said, oh, this is crap. and it was based on the Keith Geffen 80s team with all the weird heroes nobody knew that was led by Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that Felix is like Pamela Anderson as Barbed Wire.
Yeah, that was another bad one. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of dug though. Some of the like Tank Girl. There were some aspects.
No, now Tank Girl was awesome. That's an awesome movie.
Very good representation of Tank Girl. And then you have, I think it was Ice-T was the like kangaroo dude in total like mask, which is kind of funny, you know.
Tank Girl does have its own cult following. I mean,
and that first issue from Dark Horse is just, it's not a cheap comic. We're talking what, $600-700.
Wow.
Good to know. Thank you. Did not know that.
You have one?
Yes. Well, I was into the independents, so yeah. Thank you for that. Great.
I don't have one.
It's one of those things where I was in that zone, right in that swath, right? And it's like I did pick up certain books, and I offer them up, but they're that was my thing. As an artist, I was kind of like just about to go into art school, so it was right in there. And it just, some of these books now, they're good stuff.
Fun. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Boris the Bear. You brought up that earlier. That was a really fun.
Boris the Bear is an underrated comic.
Underrated, yeah, very cool.
Undervalued comic.
Yeah, and it was like like Fish Police was like bizarro, but the Boris the Bear was like a little bit more fun, and you had that Care Bears vibe.
In the early '90s, you couldn't find it. You couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
They'd come in and they'd be gone the next day.
It was bigger than Turtles. I remember Fish Police #1, and I believe I have it, but I also have Turtles #1. I don't have a first print, but I remember being like, oh my God, I'll give all my Turtles comics for that Fish Police, and I'm like want to like tear my hair out, but it's comic values. It is what it is.
Okay, Chaos, if it makes you feel any better, I'm one of the few that also likes, I love Superman Returns. All right. I know that's kind of like the unpopular.
It was a reasonably good movie. I mean, I didn't have a problem.
Brandon Routh.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the Bryan Singer one that made Superman a peeping Tom? Where he's using his X-ray vision to watch what Lois and his son are doing? That was the only redeeming quality that movie had for its time, to me, was Kevin Spacey's portrayal of Lex Luthor. I think he made an excellent Lex until all the stuff that happened to him, but that doesn't matter. He's still a good actor. But yeah,
I see where you're coming from on that, but I mean, Brandon's look, I felt they paid tribute to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and for me, it's like when they rebooted it or whatever you want to call it, Man of Steel. It's just like I couldn't. The one thing that I thought that could have saved that movie, the Man of Steel, because I could not stand it. Is if he just flew out to space at the end of and just smiled at the camera and then the credits rolled. It's like, come on. I don't know, just throw that out there.
Here's the thing. In those movies, they have him portrayed as they tried to portray him a little dark, and Superman is not dark. No. Superman is that he'll be out on a mission and he'll see a cat stuck in a tree and he'll go retrieve the cat and give it to the little girl. Because that's the kind of hero he needs to be.
Yeah. But that's one thing that Zack Snyder was able to bring out.
These hobos and bums struggling to light a fire in a can and use his heat vision to light it for him.
Yeah.
Because that's the he needs to be. Not some thing.
That's one thing that Zack Snyder showed in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Remember the scene, if you guys... Have you seen it yet, Chaos?
No, I haven't seen the Snyder Cut.
Okay, well, this one scene isn't going to spoil it for you. We all know with BVS, Superman dies and sacrifices himself at the end. Well, in JLA, yes, he comes back. he's with Lois Lane on the farm, standing out in the field, and a butterfly flies through his fingers, and he's just doing it, fascinated by life, and he's being tender and loving to the thing until it flies away. That little scene showed what you're talking about, Chaos, in it. So I don't know why Warner Brothers is so poo-poo on Schneider. He did good with that movie.
Yeah, but his Batman v Superman sucked ass.
Well, one of the things
they took 3 stories and went here.
Yeah. Well, the same thing with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. There were 3 different stories there. They should have just focused on the Sandman, which was excellent. They shouldn't have tried to throw in, Harry as the Goblin. They shouldn't have tried to throw in Venom. It's like, no, that was totally a studio movie and it bombed.
Just real quick, kind of what Chaos was saying. When you look at Superman, I mean, even in the 1985 Dark Knight Returns, the kind of like the pivotal when like comics started going darker and stuff, and Superman was in that. He still was bright, bold, those colors. He wasn't darkened down, even though that was a very dark comic. He still was that Superman that we all kind of grew up with, that beam of light. That, I mean, the colors that Frank Miller used on him was still true to the Superman character. And
Truth,
it's like
justice, and the American way.
Exactly. I mean, and they even, and even like in one of the, the animated Dark Knight Returns, I wanted to like it, and they left out the thought bubbles, and it's like, you've missed a whole part of the story by doing that. Just okay. I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
But compared to The Killing Joke, it was a masterpiece. Okay.
I start The Killing Joke. This is funny. I've seen it now twice, and the second time I watched it, I started right as it was raining. Pretty much where The Killing Joke, the '88 book, starts, right outside of Arkham. And I watched it again, I watched it more for the voice actors, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. And I remember the first time I watched it, I really felt that, I don't think it was the actors. I mean, I know they're up in age, and like Hamill's even said, doing Joker kills his vocals, but there was points of the audio that was like, I felt like the director was holding them back. Like, you could feel it was just like, it was almost right there. Like when that big laugh scene came out, or something that Conroy said, I felt like it was, I don't want to say watered down, but I felt like it was almost like a director's decision, because I know and listen to those, it's like, I know what they're capable of. And it's like, I don't know. There was this, it was, if 10 was the scale, they were like at a 9.2, and there was just a little tiny bit missing. They just would have just, but again, for me, Killing Joke, the animated cartoon, I will start it at the rating spot and then go from there. I don't watch anything before, because it's like, I don't need that. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's something Batman would never do, and especially with Batgirl. Come on now. That was just the director's sick fetish and wish fulfillment. It didn't belong in there. One thing that was done well.
Here's the thing that gets me: that Batman doesn't kill. What? Did they ever read a Batman comic from the 40s?
I know.
Oh, Horizon's got something, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all
let's
ages.
take a look at it.
You guys, okay? So you guys can help me out. People in the chat, I'm not a big like modern comic guy. I mean, again, I'm
thank you, Diecast Comics.
I'm kind of adept at more of
you.
the, like, again, in that silver, bronze, copper age, because that's kind of where I was collecting. However, I got this like Batman Who Laughs, and again, I know we have some. There we go. Now,
let me look for it. Hold on.
I am interested. I'm actually. My question is, I'm interested in this. Where is the comics for this? I'm interested in the comics for this.
Okay, you need Batman Dark. You need Batman Dark Knight's Metal, You need all the spin-offs for it that introduce all the different evil Batmen.
He first show up in Dark Knight or Dark Metal.
I mean, look at that. He's like a
No, the
Hellraiser.
first one was Metal.
Yeah.
And then his first appearance was, I believe, Teen Titans 52 from the DC Rebirth line.
Look at that.
And then they continued the story in DC Dark Knight's Death Metal, and that finishes off the story. So there's 2 series. You missed me by like 3 weeks. I sold a bunch of the Dark Knight's Metal stuff that had it.
Dark Knight Death Metal brings in Future State.
So
brings in what?
It brings in Future State.
Yeah, but they wrap all that up. That's where Wonder Woman becomes God, kicks his butt because he became the Dark God, and she joins the pantheon of the other gods, which brings in the Future State. Yes, but
Except Wonder Woman already became a goddess once. I mean,
so this is the type of thing, right? This is the type of thing. Like for me, I like this. I think it's cool. Now I want to know more. So that's a very good analogy to what we're doing here, right? I want to buy these. Somebody in the chat, produce these. I'm interested because this is cool as hell, and I want to read it. So that's just an example, right? So that's where we're this kind of crossover, and that's what we're doing here between our 2 channels.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Horizon, because
I'm just going to hang this back up.
Okay.
Yes, I'm listening.
Last night, I sold comics with toys that went with the comics, and I did buy it nows, and I only had 2. Yeah, and they were gone. Bickety bam, bickety bam.
Ooh, right?
You know,
and that's the way to do it. You know,
Darth, that's a very, and I don't think I've actually talked to Horizon about this yet, and maybe I have, because whatever.
There you go. Teen Titans 12, first appearance, but the book is hundreds of dollars. You can get the trade paperbacks to read. It'll be a lot cheaper. Dark Knight's Metal and Dark Knight's Death Metal. That's all you need. It'll have everything in both of them.
Yeah, I'm interested in the real ones. I don't really, I'm sure I could make that happen. I mean, it's one of those things. I'd add it to my collection. Sorry, Patrick, to finish.
No. But I think Darth hit on a key point of something that I want to try to do with my Spawn and my X-Men is I want to try to lump some comics and some action figures together and sell those as a lot. I think somebody who's really a fan who wants to buy it because not necessarily of the quote unquote value, but of it's something that they want. They either they missed out at it the first time around, or maybe they just have like pieces of it. And it's like, to me, I mean, when I was doing comics and toys, it was like I was buying, yes, I'm guilty of buying hey, it's got X-Men, I gotta have it, but, there are definitely a few comics and toys that I got the toys because of the comics. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's awesome. I was thinking of doing the same thing. So one more quick thing, and I'll stop showing. But does anybody know who this guy is?
Can't see it.
I won't answer.
Yeah, Horizon, you're out of this.
Is that Voltron?
Close.
It's not Giant Robo.
No.
Yeah,
the only other thing it could be is Gundam. Maybe one of the Gundams.
How about somebody in the chat? Anybody in the chat know what Patrick has?
Yeah, you got a great deal on that, Frank. You're right. It is at least 120 raw and quadruple that if it's CGC 9.8.
Wow.
And then there he is in robot form. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Transformer.
It is, but which one is this?
I don't know. I'm not a Transformer guy.
Oh, okay, because that was a head. He was a head that transforms into a head, but oh no, wait. This little guy comes off too. There's got to be one Transformer fan out there who knows what I got. Anybody? All right. Well, no one wins the lifetime supply of Alpo. Yes. What makes your dog glow? This is a G1 Fortress Maximus head.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The biggest one of the line during its original run, not because they've made bigger since.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a G1 Fort Max head.
Oh, diecast Minicon. He said Transformer head and said Minicon. That's in the realm.
Getting closer. So thank you for letting me share.
I thought that Omegacron, the one that transforms into a planet, was the biggest Transformers toy they ever made, because that thing was just like huge.
The Unicron action figure
Unicron.
never made it to production during the G1. There is some prototypes out there that you can find, and if you can find the actual prototype, you've got some bank. Unicron was not released until Transformers, I want to say Armada.
It is the Armada line, yes.
I do have one downstairs in box.
Yep.
And then now some studio, and again, I'm kind of like, I'm out of the whole toy collecting as far as like the new modern stuff, but there's some big, huge, I seen it at a toy shop the other day, this box, I mean, it literally took up like this gentleman's like entire counter display. It was like $1,500 or something.
Wow.
Crazy. So, all right. That's
the only Transformer I remember having was Ultimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I sold it to a guy in Sweden who paid for ground shipping, which means on a boat. It took him 5 months to get it. He paid me like $170 for the figure and another $100 for the shipping.
Nice.
And didn't bat an eyelash.
Nice.
But that was back in the 90s when I sold it.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Transformers, the original Optimus, it's very, I mean, again, not the whole trailer per se. You always either see one or the other.
Oh, this was the whole thing.
Yeah, the original, just the loose Optimus, very easy gettable because people just, these are Transformers, and then there might be some vintage, and I'm like, whoa, like, how much? $1? Sounds great. How much for all of them? It's just, so.
Interesting if you do find an Optimus and you're like, that may be saturated, look for the Diaclone trailer Optimus, because Diaclone, I don't know if you know or not, but that's where the Transformers came from when it was in Japan, and then they brought it over to the States. So
it's just like Pokemon was originally called Pocket Monsters.
Exactly.
Yep. And you gotta watch out for Japan, because they make almost everything cringeworthy, and they did it with Transformers as well. They had these teenage schoolgirls that worked with them, and they had to kiss them to keep them powered up, and it was like it was a weird 3-volume manga, and it's sought after by collectors, but also very cringeworthy at the same time. It's just, I forget what it's called, but it was all to do a toy line. They had a toy line with the little girl figures that went in the Transformer cars, driving them and all that weird stuff. So sometimes you just have to say WTF, Japan.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, look, it's the bottom of the hour for me. I do got to get off here. Hey, I want to thank you all for having me. I'll wait till Chaos gets back.
Yeah, he's probably grabbing yet another awesome thing from behind the, Wizard of Oz style, right? He's going to go behind there. And right?
Well, you've been awesome.
Let's see.
Does anybody remember these?
Monster
in my pocket. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
I've probably got 100 packs of them.
Oh, my.
Marvel did a comic on that, and it was just a movie, wasn't it? Just a short or silly little kids movie, and they made it into a cartoon, cards, everything.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
Not for resale.
Nice.
So I think we're gonna Chaos. Patrick was gonna go. We're right almost at the 2.5 hour mark. I want to kind of rest my voice a little bit because I'm gonna be fired tomorrow night.
I have to work in the morning.
Yeah,
understood.
So I think this was great. I think we really ramped up here, right? What do you guys think? I think this is it's nice.
I want Patrick to come back next week.
I'm going to say I'm not
Definitely.
worthy. I, for one, I'm very thankful that Horizon sent me the link. I thank you guys for having me. I'm not worthy of this panel, but I'm here, so thank you.
It's really, I knew, Patrick, this was right up your alley, literally.
No,
I had fun.
right, it's perfect.
And one of the things I want to just real quick before I hop, because like I said, it is bottom of the hour. There's somebody said this is the best panel on YouTube. Let's see, Dicastomix, and I apologize if I pronounce that wrong. This is the best panel on YouTube I've watched in a while. All opinions, and no one's getting hot with one another, just being cool about stuff. And that that's hey, we all like what we like, and I'm not gonna I'm not going to downplay or make you feel less than because you like something, because that's what you like, and that's what it's about. So
yeah,
I thought that was a cool comment. So
Hey,
definitely,
we collect what we like.
Exactly.
And if you don't like it, you get rid of it.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Good night, YouTube land. I'll see you in the next one.
You're always welcome.
Good night.
Thanks, Patrick. You want to?
I think this is going to be the end of the broadcast. We're going to close it down. Thank you, everybody that showed up. Like, subscribe if you're not, please. I can use the subscriptions.
I did, yeah. I put that in all caps. I hopefully tell people, hit the thumbs up, guys. It's free. No ship. It's free shipping on the thumbs up. And we appreciate it, and it's going to be on my channel next week. We're gonna switch it, and it'll be great.
Now the Tuesday night chat will still be on mine.
Okay.
And then the Thursday nights will be on the Horizons.
Yeah.
And remember, I was going to say, you'll see all three of us most likely Wednesday night at Mike Rogers' channel, which is Comic Book Steals and Deals. He's a great guy with a great crowd. If you haven't subscribed to him, go do it now. Same thing with Chaos, same thing with Horizon. Okay.
And I know Mike's got his auction tomorrow night. Obviously, not taking anything away from that. But if you guys see me bouncing in and out of streams, I'm going to be doing 2 different auctions. Go to my YouTube, go to my Instagram.
Wow.
Check it out. I'm going to be selling all kinds of stuff. I'm taking requests. You let me know. So, awesome.
And of course, from me, don't forget, before you handle your comics to collectibles, wash your hands. It's good for your comics. It's good for your health.
Buy what you like. Read what you buy. That way, we're always happy.